Right, in today's vlog, my friends, I'm with an evangelist.
Good morning.
You're a converted evangelist, aren't you?
Apparently so, yeah.
I'm
not going to lie.
I'm actually in Tenerife with Data Daz here, my mate, and he said, I've seen your EV videos. What's the matter with you, man? He says, I love EVs. I've got one myself.
It's the future. It's the future.
Well, some would say it's the present.
Well, it is what it is, shall we say.
And some would say it's just all about control.
Well,
you like yours though, don't you?
I love it. You'll see in this video, guys, different circumstances, different way of using them. Absolutely love it to bits. Love it to bits.
Now, Tenerife is an
island. Converted.
What's the infrastructure like here?
The infrastructure is quite good. Every single new shopping centre, single new commercial premises, by law, have to fit a EV charging point.
Really?
So where we are right now in this new car park, it hasn't been open long, they have EV charging points.
Yeah.
I have an EV charging point at my own home. I haven't had a problem, and we can discuss that later as we go on.
So you're going to take us for a spin in your
100%.
Audi e-tron.
The e-tron.
E-tron, there it is. And you're going to tell me a little bit more about it?
100%. You can have a drive if you want.
Range and stuff?
Range on 100%, it's, by the book of course, says that it's 550 kilometres. Again, by the manufacturer standards, because we don't use it on long drives very often.
Yeah.
We only charge it to 80%, and we get around about 390 kilometres out of 80%.
Right.
So for me, it just works, and we'll expand on that.
But only charged at 80%.
Only charged 80%.
Don't let it go below 20%.
20-ish, yeah.
And obviously, if you took it to England with it really cold, it'd probably get a lot less.
100%. Obviously, as you guys know out there, 28 degrees all the time, as the MacMaster used to say. We never go below 20 degrees here anyway. Even today it's rather cold as I stand in the wind here. There is a cold chill in the air, but it's still 21 degrees, so our batteries just work, if that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, we'll go for a little spin. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, click the little bell for notifications of when I upload new videos. All the EV haters out there, give us a thumbs up, not a give the thumbs up for me, no thumbs down for the EVs. Now, without further ado, my friends, let's go. Right, okay, so let's be serious, shall we now?
Okay.
You know I have a Porsche Taycan, you've probably seen some of my EV videos.
Yeah.
I don't mind the way that electric cars drive. I've said I like the initial torque on them. My issue with them is charging infrastructure, range anxiety, time to charge.
Okay.
If you're travelling on long journeys. In the UK, I travel on a lot of long journeys, and you've got sort of like half an hour, sometimes 40 minutes to an hour waiting for it to charge. How does that work with you on this car? What's your total range on it?
Okay, total range, if I put it to 100%, is around about 550 kilometres. Somebody in the comments can equate that to miles.
Okay.
And see where that goes with that. So 550. We generally just charge
on
it
one charge?
On one charge. So we generally only charge it to 80%, which gives us around about 380, 390 is what it comes up on the screens.
Yeah.
For example, we're driving right now. It says I've got 329 kilometers range left, and I'm at 73% is what I've got left right now.
Okay.
If I drive it correctly.
What's it cost you to charge it to a full at home, to full charge?
Okay, so again, unfortunately or fortunately for me, I can't answer that question.
Okay.
The reason I can't answer that question is because I have solar panels at home. Obviously, we're in Tenerife, loads and loads of sun.
Yeah.
So we fitted about 18 months ago, we fitted 13 solar panels to the house, and then we obviously fitted the charging cable.
Yeah.
We've got a tethered one, by the way, because I don't know if you've ever mentioned you can have tethered or untethered. We have a full tethered charger. As long as it's sunny during the day, we plug it in on a day off and then go and do something else and just leave it. And quite literally in 18 months, I've never paid more than the standing charge for my electricity bill. About 36, 37 euros per month is all I pay for to charge my car every single week and run the household.
And what were you paying prior to that in a petrol car?
Okay, so before we changed to this, about 12 months ago, we got the e-tron. We had an Audi A1 Sport, and we were paying approximately 500 euros per month in fuel.
Really?
Yeah. Obviously, the wife uses it more than me. She takes it to work every single day, works around about 30 miles, about 40 kilometers each way.
Yeah.
Obviously 5 days a week, plus whatever we do on a weekend or an evening. It was around about 400 or 500 euros, about 100 euros per week, if not a little bit more, on fuel and petrol.
So you're actually saving money, but what was the initial outlay for the car for one of these?
We paid 48,000 euros for this, just shy of 48,000 euros. But again, a little bit like in the UK.
You paid 48,000 euro? My car?
Yeah.
For the Audi?
For this, for what we're in right now. But, and there's another but that you're probably going to
That's a good deal, though, isn't it?
Poke me in the eyes.
Go on, yeah.
Is we also got a government incentive to do that. If you bought any EV priced below 50,000, we got 6,500 euros back as an incentive. So effectively we paid around about 42. Now I thought that was an absolute, I couldn't turn that deal down when I factored in all my money I'm saving and everything.
Somebody in the comment section let me know, what model is this? It's the Audi...
This is the Audi Q4 e-tron.
Audi
with
Q4
the
e-tron.
extended battery and the higher kilowatt engines.
Let me know what that price is in the UK for that, and also the US and Australia and around the world. I know it's global, this. Obviously my Taycan was 120 odd thousand pounds. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But that is...
We couldn't turn it down, and it was actually Audi, the dealer where we bought the original A1 from, contacted us and said, we've got some phenomenal deals, why don't you come and try? So we went and tried one. They give us one for 3 days, let us take it around. We fell in love with it and just went back, and this is what we offered.
Would you go back to petrol?
Now there's a question. I was also offered for my works vehicle an EV van. I turned that down. Now the only reason I turned that down is because I think it's, even though I love this to bits and I can go on and on and on about this EV, the Audi, how I love it, I don't think I'd move fully away quite yet. Reason being is the likes of this summer, we're doing a 10-week road trip back to the UK.
Yeah.
Now I don't know what the infrastructure's like through mainland Spain, through France,
I've done that,
and into obviously the UK.
Yeah.
So I was a bit worried.
I did it from Benidorm to the UK. Spain was a little bit sketchy.
Okay.
France, totally different league.
Okay.
It was, they were all over the place.
Yeah.
Absolutely, you got Ionity all over the place through Spain. It was way better. But obviously, it is a bit daunting, and I did do it, and if you've seen the videos back, but it wasn't as bad as I was expecting it, because you can get the car, and pretty much yours is going to be the same as mine, I guess, to actually plan where you're actually going to charge at. But you've got a lot more range as well, so I wouldn't have thought you'd have had a problem. But
it's one of them where, because of what we're doing, my van is actually a semi-converted camper van, so we're going to obviously camper van it all the way back through Europe. At the time, I wasn't quite ready to take the total leap into both. Now, 12 months on, 12 months next month, we've had this. I think I probably would.
This would probably do it a lot easier with your extended battery. Yeah, that's the thing.
Well, I can't remember the van I was looking at, if it was bigger or smaller, the batteries in that. But I would have to say, now I've used this and the amount of mileage this gets, I wouldn't like to buy anything with less than that mileage, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I would always go for the extended batteries if I can get a van.
My Taycan's 200 miles in the winter.
Right, wow.
And that's it. Okay. And that's not a lot.
Well, we are quite literally, as we've just seen in the intro there, winter now.
Yeah.
A bit chilly.
And it's
I've got 340 right now.
You've also got lane assist, which you don't like.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. It's the only little bit on the vehicle that I personally don't like, lane assist.
Yanks the wheel out of you.
Yeah, yanks it back.
And you have to go into all the settings.
Loads of settings, and you have to go into the settings every time you start the vehicle because it resets itself.
Yeah.
The only little, if you like, way around it that I've found is you just have to always remember to indicate.
Put your indicator.
If you indicate to move lane, even if there's no cars, if you indicate, it doesn't put it on.
Yeah.
But if you don't indicate, as Lee MacMaster says there, if you move lanes because there's nothing there, say somebody's coming onto the motorway and you're just moving out for them, there's no other vehicles, it yanks you back, and it is a bit daunting the first couple of times. Yeah, without a doubt.
Got a couple more questions, but first of all, we'll just take a little drive. Right, what we're going to do now is we're actually in Costa Adeje.
We are Costa Adeje.
And we're going to head over to Lily's tea terrace, English tea terrace. We're going to go and see Dan and Sean. We're going to have a little bite to eat and just a little chat. I want to talk about regen braking.
Okay.
That's a little, is it bane? Bane of content, is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Is that the right word? I've probably used the wrong word. I'm not into regen braking, but I have to say, it's the only car that I've had, the Taycan, where I've done 60,000 miles in it, and my brakes are only 2% worn.
There you go. That says an awful lot, doesn't it?
Because it doesn't really use brakes. So you're not paying a lot for your brakes. If you're charging at home, you're not paying a lot for your electricity. But it's all, again, down to infrastructure and how many miles you're doing.
Yeah.
But then again, if cars are getting better and better with the batteries and the range are getting longer, and you get, say, a battery that can eventually get a range of 1,000 miles, can we park there?
No.
Oh.
I thought we could, but we can't.
And then it makes you less dependent upon the charging infrastructure.
Yeah.
But for somebody like yourself,
I think that's a big bonus that I've got.
Yeah.
I'm not depending because I do have that charger at home.
And you've got the sunshine to charge your solar panels.
Yeah.
So let's go have a bite to eat, and all the foodies out there can have a look at the food as well. So come on, onwards. Mint tea. Peppermint tea.
Yeah.
That just says it all. You are an evangelist.
Yeah.
Do you want your sandwiches with your crust cut off as well?
Of course. And I want cream cheese and cucumber, please. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a typical EV driver. Going to cut the crust off your sandwiches for you. See, I was right all along. You're off to a swinging party later.
Hey.
Right, okay, so here we are inside Lily's English Tea Terrace in Costa Adeje, and despite all the rumours, it is not closed, it is not shut, and it is open. And we have one of the owners here, Dan, and we're here to ask him, because he used to be a motor trader years ago, and I'm going to ask him his verdict on electric cars. Ooh.
Well,
It's
I mean,
a family channel.
yeah, electric cars had sort of just come out into the market when I was leaving the motor trade. I think the closest thing I got to an electric car was the Golf GTE, which was more of a hybrid. Yeah, it was a hybrid. I think it did best part of 35 miles on the battery. That's like the level that it were at when I were in the motor trade. Toyota had got a few hybrids out at the time as well, but there was nothing really full electric when I was there. And then obviously since then, it's really developed and moved forward. The only experience I've got with the electric car is the video that we did together, where we hired that electric car from the rent-a-car company at the airport.
What did you think to driving that though?
Very quick. I mean, it went, what was it, Fiat 500, wasn't it? The Fiat 500e, and that was full electric. It was very quick. I can't say that it was sluggish or anything because it was rapid. I enjoyed it. We got all the way up to the volcano. No problems, no issues. We got about 5 minutes worth of charge at the volcano before they closed. And then we just sort of regened all the way back down, didn't we? All the way down the mountain. We just just allowed it to do its thing and it regen. I think on an island like Tenerife or driving in cities and things like that, I think they're absolutely perfect. Maybe a little bit on the expensive side still, but I'm sure, you know, over time, just like anything, it'll come down in price maybe. I think that would be helpful in terms of sales numbers, if that makes sense. If they want to sell more, then reduce the prices. You know? I think some of the manufacturers, again, from what I know and what I've read, I think some of the manufacturers are taking hits on them as it is with the price that they're doing them at. But if that's the way that the governments and the manufacturers want to go, doing these electric cars, then surely they should be able to get these prices down. You know, you look at a brand new car when they first launched onto the market, you know, a nice high set price. 3-4 years later, they're $5,000 off, $10,000 off, you know, so they can sort of manufacture lower costs, if that makes sense.
Do you think they're the future?
Personally, no. I think they've got a part to play in the future, but I think an all-electric car for every vehicle, I don't think it's the future at all. I think hybrids is a good way to go at the minute. Toyota seem to have got it right. #1 manufacturer in the world, and all their cars are hybrids. And
I have an issue with hybrid. I want to get to that in a minute.
well, I mean, it's a bit of both, isn't it? Best of both worlds. You've still got your battery there. You've still got your combustion engine in there. So I think at the minute they're the way to go. Price wise, again, they're lower priced than a full electric. So yeah, that's my opinion. I'm not against the electrics altogether, but I just don't think they got it right still yet. Price, infrastructure, like I say, perfect for an island like we're on. You can drive around the island in an hour and a half. Chances of you running out of battery in an hour and 30 minutes, unless you've got, you know, a tiny AA Duracell, other battery makes available. But yeah, unless you're operating on, you know,
It's not ideal for an island like Tenerife.
yeah, definitely. And even city use, you know, if, you know, you're in your 50s, 60s and you just toddle into town every couple of days to Tesco, Asda, Sainsbury's, what else? Morrison's, what's the other ones? Yeah, not many more. Audi, Lidl, got to be fair.
Waitrose.
Iceland. But yeah, if you're just doing that once or twice a week and, you know, down to bingo or whatever, then I think they're fine. But if you're using them on a sort of commercial basis, or if you're going to do silly drives around the country, Land's End, John O'Groats, that type of thing.
What are you saying?
No.
I'm driving down to Benidorm. Driving down to Benidorm.
Probably not the best solution. You know, just pure to the fact that you've got that constant worry in your mind. You know, how far can I get on this battery? Then what do? I've got to stop for an hour. That's not what you want to be doing if you're working and stuff. Do you know what I mean? It's
Anyway, Lily's, come on, advertise yourself.
well, most of your viewers should know Lily's English Tea Terrace, Player Fanya Bay. We are open, despite all the rumours, like Lee said. We are up for sale, though. That is why people might have got a bit confused.
So if you want to buy it,
Yeah, it's available. Just send Lee an email and he'll put you in touch with me, or check our website out, get the WhatsApp number, send us a message, and we'll get you some details shot over.
awesome.
But yeah, and
Can you help us?
YouTube now as well.
Oh yeah, you got a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Advertise it.
Yeah, so we've decided to start a YouTube channel. We should have done it years and years ago when we first moved here, but because we're selling the tea room, we are going to be going on to something else, and that's going to involve us moving to another country. So it's going to be moving from a foreign country to another foreign country, and we thought the best thing to do is document that on YouTube. So we'll start the YouTube channel so we can document that process. We've done a few vlogs now, but they're very cringe, nothing special, just as sort of getting used to doing it and being in front of the camera. And we're in New York, and we've done Orlando, we've done the flight from here direct to New York. We was there for
Channel.
I'm getting, well, you're putting it there, aren't you, above my head?
yeah, below.
And down below.
Yeah, that's it.
So it's Magical Adventure Life on YouTube. We're on TikTok as well. I think Sean's done an Instagram, but I don't know. I think that's Magical Adventure Tour, Magical Adventure Life Official. I think that one is. Yeah. I'll sort that for you.
So say subscribe.
Subscribe, please.
Right, I think what we need now is a thumbnail from D to Daz.
It's food, without a doubt.
Food. Can you give us a bit of a ooh? Right, okay. Got my baguette. Got a little bit of coleslaw there as well. What have you got? Ham, cheese, and Branston pickle.
Branston pickle sandwich.
But really, you should be cutting the crusts off your sandwiches as an evangelist.
Evangelist.
There you go. Nice crusty baguette. We'll see you guys outside in a minute. Right. Okay.
Hello.
Now then. That was a great meal, that was.
It was lovely. Beautiful sandwich, cup of tea.
Pop and see them at Lily's English Tea Terrace. And they have not closed down, by the way. Lots of people keep saying they've closed. They haven't.
Definitely open.
It is definitely open. Some great food in there.
We weren't privileged, we weren't VIPs, they didn't just open for us.
Well, they call me a VIP sometimes.
No, it's not a VIP. Trust me.
It's not. The P stands for something else.
Correct.
Anyway, electric cars.
Right.
Right, we've got one final thing before we finish.
Okay.
Regenerative braking.
Okay. In my car, the regenerative braking, when it's in that mode, if you like, I feel is too harsh.
You
But
can change that though.
you can't on mine. It's when you're in full regenerative braking. That's what it is. It's really, really harsh. What we can do is take regenerative braking off.
Yeah.
I think I showed you off camera. I've got some like flappy paddles, like in a normal petrol car. They're the gear change paddles. Mine are to bring the braking in.
Right.
So when I ease off, I use them as a braking.
Yeah.
Now that's a lot better because you can set that to 4 different levels. But the regenerative braking itself, there isn't a level to be set. You can't change it in any of the settings. We've tried. But with that said, what you've also got to remember here, and I'm going to be perfectly honest, not my car, it's the wife's car. Okay, so the wife drives it daily. She doesn't have a problem with it. It's only because I only drive it maybe once a week, once every 6 weeks, once a month, once every 6 weeks. Sorry. I see the big difference because I'm not in it every single day. I'm sure I would get used to it if I was driving it, and the wife loves it. I have to say, I'm an advocate for them here in this personal situation.
You're an evangelist.
I'm an evangelist here on this island, 100%. I can understand the frustrations in the UK, but right now, this time of life, where I live, 100%, it's the future.
Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you later.